Hi guys, it's another day and I'm gonna make another art journal page. The one that I did before was the one for last week, so I'm actually doing one page per week. So this piece here is dried overnight and everything's cool, so I can do the next page. And it's gonna be like a combination of themes. So this week I am gonna meet up with parts of my family that I haven't seen for 12 years. And I'm really looking forward to that. As well as having like my closest family with me, my parents, my brother, and sister-in-law, and my niece and nephew. Of course, my husband will be there. My father's uncle and wife will be there. So these are the guys that I see more often. The family from my mother's side I see super seldom, or well, I did see them more often when I was a kid and when we lived in another part of Germany. So yeah. So that's kind of like what's going on this week with me. And I'm going to combine exactly that topic with something that I saw last week on Malta again. So while I look through those deco patch papers here and decide which ones I'm going to use, these are all old ones that I have remaining from a project like a giraffe that I did, and I'm gonna insert a photo so that you can see what I did a couple of years back. So while I'm looking through those papers and decide which ones I'm gonna use, I'm gonna tell you the background of today's art journal page. So like I said, it's going to be a combination. And the second part is that I saw something very interesting on Malta, which was snails huddled together like, they almost look like a family, and they huddled together to get moisture. They do that on stones, and they do that also on plants or flowers, whatever you wanna call it. So they do that, and they sit on like stone walls or like the stems of a plant, and there's never just one. There's always more than one, and to me, they look like a family. So I'm gonna do, I just decided which ones I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna do, with those decoupage paper things that I just decided to take, I'm gonna use those to make the houses, the shells of the snails. So I'm gonna have like just a very broad, well, like a bottom where they sit on, like maybe a heavy stone wall, very well simplistic in color, super clean background, and having like two huge snails sit on top of each other, because that's actually what I've photographed down there. And both of these snails, the houses will, well, be like almost like in a puzzle kind of way. They will have all of those papers in use, like when you go around the swirl. I'm just gonna cut them the way I want them to and just place them down and have them like a mosaic kind of way. So that's what I'm gonna do, and and then I'm gonna just somewhere either up on the upper part or on the lower part just write the word family with my pen and sepia ink. So it's going to be a very clean, not too crowded design today. And to start it off, I'm gonna go for my paper again, put it down, and color the pages white. And once they are dried, I'm gonna clip them together on the left side, my left side again, because, oh, I need a palette, I forgot. Threw the old one out, just give me a second. Which one? This one I'm gonna take, that will be working. So, I'm gonna clip it together just to, again, keep the pages down on the left side, and to, over the next course of weeks, keep the journal from bulking out too much. So here we go. I'm gonna whiten the page first, just to get rid of the grit and to give it a layer that other media seem to take advantage of. I find that some glues or varnishes or kind of colors do better on an acrylic surface than on paper. For example, my Indian ink manga pens, they soak into the water too quickly and you can't smooth them out anymore. But when you have like a varnish or an acrylic color underneath, they are smoothable way longer. So this is like two advantages from using white color. And in yesterday's video I said that once I used up this book and the one that I have just like that, afterwards I'm gonna go for a tiny smaller book with no grid on it, which would actually mean that I don't have to whiten my pages, but I think I will still use up either old colors or just a cheaper white color to well, have the second effect of coloring a page, which means that I have the different behavior of media on certain pages. I think you could also do that with like gesso or something, but I don't have any. I have like heavy body gels and whatnot because I use those on canvas, but I'm not. Oh really? Hold on, I'm gonna close the window. Okay, that's better. I'm sorry for the noise. We had a very heavy storm, almost like local tornadoes over here last week. And at our house, 3 very old trees just fell over or had split trunks. And our landlord had to cut them all down, and now the local company for taking away all the tree parts is here and has to saw everything to smaller pieces to put that on the truck. So now I'm just gonna dry it off, and then we can start with the snails. All good. Can take the protection paper away. Didn't ruin the design before. No, I did not. That's good. And now I'm just gonna sketch out the snail houses, like the shelves where they will be, so that I know where to put what kind of a paper in which size down, while I to clip that down again, while I cut them out of the deco patch paper in a couple of minutes. So I'm going with the upper one first, so that's gonna be like up to. All right, there we go. The lower one was more like this. All right, so you see that from where I go with my pen that there's a lot of clean space around the snails. So now I'm gonna take all my papers and I'm going to fill the right one, the lower one first. And I think I'm gonna do 3 stripes. One of these, and maybe let's go with a yellow. One of these. So I can use 1 stripe for the whole snail. I'm just gonna cut it down the middle, and I hope to keep it kind of straight. And of course I don't, because I'm bad with straight lines. So that one can go like here up to that's one, and this one can go, maybe I should, oh yeah, that's actually not too bad. This one goes like this, and that one I'm not having the best scissors with me. Hold on a second, I'm gonna get other ones. Because there's some remains of glue or whatever from yesterday's thing on them, so I'm gonna take these. This is going to work up to here. Now we have this part of the snail. Okay. and all the rest I'm gonna go with yellow. And I will need probably one of these. Oh, come on. I'm cutting it just very roughly because I think it will just fit fine with the width of it, and it just has to go like this high, because then there's the other snail on top, which will be way more colorful. So now I am going to take my come on, open. Whoops. And again, I have stuff all over me, but not where I want it to be. Great. Story of my life. Okay. There we go. Just gonna put a bit in here. Not too much. Because I have a rather small area to cover. So I'm gonna save my scissors. Now I need a new brush. That one's fine. And again, I'm gonna start from the right side because I'm a lefty. And I just realized, damn. So I forgot to have the house of the second snail cut out like all the way. Did not see that. But that's fine, because you can correct stuff still. So now we go for the second color. Like the yellow middle part. And then I'm attaching the last part of it. And I need a little bit more like on the top, like that. Okay. Now I'm gonna decide what I will take for the other snail, which part will go where. And I put those two aside. And I'm going for definitely the pink and the polka dots. And one more. I think the giraffe. Yeah, the giraffe. It will be the giraffe. So now I'm going with polka dots first. And I want to fill like the outer layer. So I actually don't have two scissors. Where did I put? Ah, there. That would be covered. So I'm going like this. I'm just cutting any excess quite roughly. Okay. Now I'm gonna put it down. Just to get the first strip on. And I like that this glue will dry clear. So actually a really good one. Like in the very early days I had some that did not really dry clear, but only sometimes. And I hate it when it ruined my my artwork that way. And I like that decoupage paper is actually quite forgiving. It doesn't matter if you have like tiny wrinkles or cracks or whatever in it. I think it makes it just look even more interesting, which I like. So, and you can see that to repair smaller pieces, I'm just really ripping the paper apart, and I don't care about overlaps or whatever, because there will be shadows and highlights on top of the paper anyways, so you probably won't see any of what's it called, of the overlay in the end. So why should I well, make it more complicated than it is, right? So okay. I'm just trying to eyeball the like the side of the snail, of the shell, to make sure that I don't go into the swirl part with the polka dots, because this is not where they should go. Oh, it's almost perfect. Wow, cool. Haha. Okay. And I just realized again. Oh well, I go with a pink over it. What the heck? Actually, there should be a curve in there. But I did not see that. So now I'm just gonna go with pink. Ooh. And I have a couple of smaller pieces there already. So I'm just gonna rip them one by one and try to make like a swirl. And I should probably also do that with the giraffe pattern, because I'm gonna put them down like changing them up one by one. I try to make them the same size, but I know that it's probably not gonna work. Anyways, so now here we go. We start at the bottom. Now first I'm gonna go over the whole thing with the glue. So now let's find a way. Oh, there we are. And then, because it is so tiny, I'm gonna go like this. And this part here will be heavily shadowed, so I don't care that it overlaps. I just care that there's a visible clean swirl like on the edge. And the smaller one, like this. There will probably be a heavy use of permanent markers just to straighten out the swirl line in particular, and having like I said, a clean look at the end. Let's go for this one and rip it. And it was a tiny bit too small, of course. Why? Because I can. Alright. That was swirl number 1. And now I need to take care to not have the giraffe next to the giraffe, but next to the pinkish hearts, so that we have a funny pattern. overlap. Whoop, no, don't overlap. No, no, no. This is how it goes. And one more giraffe. And I'm also going thinner because with a snail, they have those typical swirls that do get tinier and tinier the deeper or the closer you get to the inner circle. Is that working? Kind of. We go with the giraffe again. So as you can see, this is a fairly quickly way to cover quite a bit of space on your page and still have it look super wild without going layer and layer for layer for layer. So I really like this kind of working when I'm either in a hurry or I don't feel like really painting. And I am just going for I think I go for yellow in the middle. Yeah, that's actually it. All right, I'm going all over it again just to seal in anything that I did not seal in yet by mistake or just being blind. Okay. And now I'm gonna put all those flimsy pages of decoupage away because I'm gonna heat set it and with my oh, I'm at a loss for words today again with my hairdryer. That's what it's called. I'm gonna clean that up here first so that I don't have that stuff all over the place. So I'm gonna be back in a sec. So now I'm just gonna cut off the excess on the top. It's been fairly dry, but I'm gonna wait a bit longer to until before I work on the details of the snails, because I don't want to have like this warm gooey feeling on my hand, and I don't want to have my fingerprints all over the design. Okay, here we go. Just gonna let it sit and take care of the bottom of the page, like the thing where the snails sit on, which is, I think, going to be stone with like maybe a tiny flower here, but not decided on that one yet. Although, however, I decided on using my stamp inks for that, just because they have a beautiful color here, and since they're rectangular, I can easily use them for having like really straight lines, like for once in a lifetime. So, and I'm going to here, and in a minute I'm gonna change to a darker color. Oh no, don't get away. No, why? What the heck? Great. Ah, boy. I'm going for orange first. Just have to glue down that pad again. And these colors actually take like ages to dry, so I can go over with a paper towel page sheet with a tiny bit of water on it and smooth it out a bit. So we're going for like really dark here because that's the shadow of the snail. All right, now we go for the paper towel. And a tiny bit of water, which I'm having over here. Just gonna let it soak. That's enough. I'm gonna smooth it out a bit. Make the colors blend. I cannot do that with every ink pad that I have. Like for example, I do have a black one from the same company, but it's archival ink. And with that one, for whatever reason, I can't do that. So some more water, please. Oh, that was kind of wet. Just smoothing it out a bit. Where it was on the glue, I can't smooth it. Damn it, but we have a solution for that. We just go over the real dark shadows with a brownish color. Where the snail sits, and let it really sit. Maybe being able to go into that deeper part of the page, not really. Well, what to do? All right, that's that. Well, you know what, why not? Let's go for a tiny bit of green, like on the horizon, to have almost like a grassy look, like one of those things that sits on the walls. They're just like almost like, yeah, cacti too. I think I'm gonna write family down here. I had the snail sit on that. All right, now that has to dry, and then I can go with my permanent markers, and I'm just gonna clean up my desk meanwhile and let it dry like with natural air for a while. Okay, here we are again. So I now cleaned up like all my art table workspace with where I had all the stuff from yesterday and today. So what I'm gonna do now is first of all checking that the ink is quite dry. Yeah, it's okay. And I'm going for outlining the snail bodies now. And for that I'm gonna use a white marker, a huge black marker, and smaller versions of exactly the same thing, which is these, all of these. And I just saw in my hold on, battery change. Okay, here we are again, batteries change. So I just saw that I do have like effect liners still laying around, metallic effect liners. And I might do a couple of tiny snails, like kind of like a border or something, but I'm not sure about that. Otherwise I don't use anything. So let's go for, that's all really dry, that's good. Let's go for the big outlines first, and that's like giving the snails a real shape, and I have to stand up for that, which I don't like, but well, what you gotta do what you gotta do, right? I just remembered that I wanted to do highlights and shadows on that snail thing too, so I probably have to get back to my art supply cupboard and get the inks back, because I need a black one. I can do the white highlights with the marker, but I will probably need ink for the shadows. So main outline number 1, main outline number 2. Alright, almost it. I just gotta add the swirl, and I'm gonna start with the middle because it just makes it easier for me, I guess. And I know that this is not a realistic swirl, but I don't care, because it's a fantasy snail. And now I'm gonna get the black ink before I go in with the white. around it. So now we do have the light coming from this side. So over here we do have quite the shadow. And of course also on the upper part, because the other snail is sitting on top. Now for the other snail, same thing. And now I wish that I had white ink, but I don't. So what you gonna do? All right. Going in with the white. You know what? I just decided I'm going in with acrylics. And I'm gonna use a white that, hold on, back in a sec, here we are. I'm gonna use a zinc white, which is transparent. I'm gonna take it straight from the tube, I don't mind. So I'm just gonna apply lights. Because then I can do the harsh lights, like the real big ones, with my permanent marker. All right, now I'm gonna put that brush into water with putting away the inks, because I think I'm gonna go for kind of heaven. Not too much though, just like that. And you might ask why I do that, because I want to increase the comic look of it. So now I'm going in with my white marker. And first of all, I'm going to outline the snails. Which makes it comic-y, like right away. And of course, again, I'm coloring myself too. I think those white stitches are just enough to put your focus again, like on the funny parts of the snail. Well, color is not dry yet. I'm gonna have to dry it. Now, if it works. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to see if my metallics are still working. Yes, they do. I'm just making swirls here. To again have like a border or something. And I might, you know what the heck. I'm gonna make the highlights in metallic shiny ways. Because I can. And because my arm looks like crap already. And I'm colored all the way anyways. So why not add like a metallic look to it, right? Maybe. Okay. That's enough. And now I'm gonna dry it off again. Really darky here. So now finally, to be super careful, because I want to make the snails and I don't want to ruin the design. And also I don't want to ruin my marker. That's another thing. There, again, just comical again. And I have my handprint all over the page with the black ink. Great. Oh man. So that's a bulky snail. The other ones are here and they're going this way. It's like the Rocky Snail. Like rock and roll, not Rocky boxer. Okay, there we are. And now, I'm gonna go, just gonna check it out while standing again. Not too shabby. Gotta clean off my hand, and then I can go for the ink with my pen. Back in a sec. Alright, I'm back. And I'm just gonna assemble my pen. Just gonna move the book a bit so that you can see. You can see, okay. So, come on, ink. And I'm going to use this one first. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Wish me luck. Gonna remove the book, so the cardboard box, so that I really have a flat surface and that it is not too high to write, but that my hand is actually able to be comfortably laying there. Whenever I use this pen, I almost feel like a 14th or 15th century writer. I actually bought this pen because when I got married, I gifted my husband with the notes, like the musical notes of our wedding song, and I had them, I did like paint them or write them down on very old paper by hand, and had that bind with my wedding speech together in a book. So that's why I bought this pen, because I wanted the song lyrics to look old. But I've used this pen on several other projects meanwhile, and I really like it. But you can't write anything fast with it. And I think that's not intended, so what the heck. Okay, gonna put down a couple of dots only. And now just the date, and then I'm done. So I hope you enjoyed this video and the watching along. It's way faster than the former design, but it's less elaborate too, so what the heck, right? Let me know if you want to see these kind of videos, like really watching along with the process with the narrated version, or if you just want to go for maybe not narrated and time-lapsed versions in the future, if you maybe just want to see the old art journal vlogs that I did in the last couple of months, where I did not film the process, but once a month did go through the book like a flip through and talked a bit about the background of the picture. Or if you want to have like the process to go along and me just talking about the technical stuff of the painting and the background, like the story behind the painting of that week, having in like a monthly flip through art vlog. So I would highly appreciate it if you'd let me know, because there's just so many possibilities, so many opportunities, so many things I could do things, and I want to know what would suit you best and what would be the most interesting way for you to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this little excursion into the family side, and like less painting but more gluing things down, and create a page like that in the art journal. So I say goodbye now and take care, everybody, and I'm gonna see you when I see you. Like, if everything works fine with the YouTube upload, should be on Friday this week. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.